So the green flag waves on the start-finish line, and our Micromax drivers head into their last race of the 2022 BNL Karting Series season. Well, the title has already been wrapped up, but here is your starting grid. Denny Babacek looking to make it a fourth straight victory in a row. Starts from pole position alongside a newly crowned 2022 BNL Karting Series Micromax champion. Sven Lindemann from the Netherlands joins him on the front row. Jensen Chalk and Ryan Rivers ran out the top two rows on the grid, with Mikael Kumas and Max Gilman rounding out the top three rows. Sees Moyes and Vic van Kampenhout, who is battling away, I think more than likely, for second in the championship, starts from 8th. He'll be in front of James van der Poel and Jack Freeman, who's closely being followed by Ryan Rivers in the battle for 3rd in the championship standings. They ran at the top 10, with Jeff Verbeek and Maxim Becker rounding out the top 12 drivers. And that concludes our grid. So, post-race penalties, we had 4 drivers with front-fairing penalties. Mikael Kumas was one of them. Also, the number 34 of Seis Moyes took a 5-second time penalty. So did the number 48 of Jeff Verbeek and the number 93 of Jack Freeman. So the drivers now making us wait until they get across to turn number 12. And then we will get underway with our final race of their championship seasons. Over the course of it, Sven Lindemann took 3 race victories and a second back at the opening round at Karting Genk. He swept the board at Marienborg, but has taken 2 thirds and a second that has helped him to the championship title. So Sven Lindemann is the only driver this season that has had a clean sweep of the weekend. Denny Babacek on pole position. Looks to make that happen here at the final round of the season. As Rivers and Lindemann now get into line astern position. So, for one last time, into the tram lines we go. Revs rise. Are we ready? Are we steady? We are lights out and underway. Here we go. Babacek gets a great start, leading the field into turns 1 and 2. Jensen Chalk now up into second, with Rivers trying to go up the outside of Lindemann going into turns 3 and 4. But Lindemann now pressurising Jensen Chalk for second position, because Chalk was positioned right behind Babacek. And there goes Lindemann for the move up the inside of turn 6, but the pair are side by side. Chalk manages to pull in front of the number 4, as a little bit behind. Ryan Rivers has just been passed. And that is by... Hang on, is that Maxim Becker? Yeah, that is the number 55. Had a pretty lightning start there. Rivers looking up the inside through turn number 10. He's got the number 69 of Max Gilman trying to close in on him. Vic van Kampenhout now up into 7th place. Babacek leads the field over the line to complete lap number 1. And has a lead of just over 7.5 tenths of a second. Sven Lindemann on cue goes up the inside through turns 1 and 2 on Jensen Chalk, but Maxim Becker from the back end of the grid has made it up into P4. The German absolutely flying. Now he's gunning for the driver in front. Ryan Rivers rounds out the top 5 ahead of Max Gilman, who completes the top 6 thus far. Becker makes the move up the inside of Jensen Chalk to take away third position. And Denny Babacek leading. Well, his lead has been truncated somewhat by Zen Lindemann by the best part of just over 0.4 of a second. Maxime Becker, in the meantime, has got the fastest lap of the race, so 1 minute 2.359, as he closes in on the number 4, Zen Lindemann. And now, here goes Becker for the move up the inside of Lindemann. That's through turn 7. So Maxime Becker trying to make his way up the order as quickly as possible. This is allowing Denny Babacek to get away. Lindemann not letting number 55 get out of his sight. The way things stands, where Vic van Kampenhout is now currently sitting in 6th position. If he finishes there, he is going to wrap up the Vice Championship status. Jack Freeman at the moment has made some steady progress and has got himself up into 8th place, ahead of Mikael Kumas. Ryan River still rounding out the top 5 as the battle for second position wages on, as Denny Babacek continues to pull away. So now it's a bit of a dogfight between Lindemann and Becker. Lindemann doesn't have any pressures on his shoulders anymore because of taking the title with 1 round to spare. And Lindemann's drive this year has been exemplary. Once again, he just like Paul Louveau, has not placed out of the top 3 once this season. Has been a shining light, an example at the front of the field with his racecraft, and he's a young, Zen's a young man. Lets his talk, his racing on the track do the talking. But a very, very wonderful young kid, and I'm sure we'll see him for many a year to come in the racing world. Now he's closing in on Maxime Becker, as we've got just under 8 minutes remaining on the clock, and Lindemann goes through, gets a little bit of a tap from behind, courtesy of Becker, who now goes into the slipstream. And there is Ryan Rivers, I've just seen get past Jensen Chalk for position. So Ryan Rivers now up into was 4th place. Jack Freeman at the moment still holding station in 8th position, because Vic van Kampenhout has been passed by, Vic van Kampenhout for 6th place, which is 9 points, has now been passed by Max Gilman. Then Lindemann has been repassed by Maxime Becker. And if Vic van Kampenhout and Jack Freeman stay exactly where they are right now, they will become 2nd and 3rd in the championship standings. Adjustment on the radiator flap courtesy of Maxime Becker there. Points his elbow round over the top of the radiator, and just did. I still remember when Milan Koppens' dad Christian was gesturing that to his boy at Marienborg, I think last year. Very, very animated on. Yep, open up the flap. Open up the radiator flap. Come on, just open it up. There you go. Now Becker is challenging Babacek. This could be interesting here from that perspective. Because Becker has been reeling Babacek in, hook, line and sinker. And now is really hustling the number 30 through turn 4, through into turn 5. Under 5.5 minutes left to go. Now there's the move. Becker goes through. Babacek gets the undercut and powers past. Neatly done there by Denny. A little bit further back, Vic van Kampenhout has got himself back into 6th position. And he's battling away with the other 2 Brits on the grid, which is Max Gilman and Jack Freeman. And Freeman now trying to get through on Gilman. I'm not too sure if he's made the move. And Jack Freeman hasn't done so. Gilman looking up the inside of Van Kampen. Now that's going through into turn number 5. 69, Tony Cart now bumps onto the curbing. Still keeps it pinned. Throttle in. And now is going for the opportunity. Can he late brake up the inside of Vic van Kampenhout? No, he couldn't on that particular occasion. He thought, well, I'll stick my nose in, let him know that I'm there, just to say, hello. Just let you know I'm here. With 3 minutes and 40 seconds still to go on the clock. And now Babacek still ahead of Maxim Becker. The tune of just over a 10th and a half as we're on to lap number 10 of the race. Becker swings to the outside, looks for the over-under on Babacek. Can't get through. And pulls alongside, halfway along. Now Becker slams on the anchors. Gets the job done. Babacek still keeps pace. Would have anticipated that Becker would have gone up the inside of him. So 2 minutes and 45 seconds remain, plus an additional lap of the 2022 BNL Karting Series Micromax season. And it's a return of favour there from Denny Babacek. But look who's behind. Zen Lindemann is closing very, very quickly indeed. Maxime Becker's last lap, a 1 minute 2.192. Denny Babacek's a 1 minute 2.538. Zen Lindemann into the 1 minute 1.9s. So even though he's won the title, as I said earlier, the pressure is off the youngster from the Netherlands. Thank you very much, Dave Ritson, for reminding me. Yep, opening the flap. See, it's good to have a memory, isn't it? But whilst Babacek and Becker are battling away, Lindemann is closing. Becker is staying in the slipstream of Babacek going into turns 1 and 2. Babacek still keeps the lead. And Lindemann was actually a lot quicker than Becker by the tune of about 0.3 of a second. And it was less than 4.5 tenths between this top three as they crossed the line after 11 laps. Now Lindemann in the hunt for what would be, well, look at it this way. He's got 7 victories. Could he cap it off with victory number 8? That would be 3/4 of the races so far this season. As then Lindemann would have picked up a victory. But Becker and Babicek once again now heading on to the penultimate lap of this race. And what's more, the penultimate race lap of this 2022 BNL Karting Series Micromax season as Becker looks up the inside of Babicek through turn 4. And the 55 from Germany sneaks through. Babicek returns the favour through turn 6. Closes the door. Lindemann's right with them now. Oh, this could be a grandstand finale for the Micromax division. Babicek's won 3 races so far this weekend. He's on course to win number 4 in a row. But the timer strikes 0. Here we go. Final lap of the Micromax season in 2022 here at the home of champions. Babicek continues to lead. Becker in second. Lindemann in third. Covered by just over 3.5 tenths into turns 1 and 2 for the final time. And Becker gives a little bit of an assist to Babicek, meaning that the number 30 ends up inadvertently getting pushed slightly forward. Babicek goes defensive into T6, and down the long old Europalan they go. Becker looking one way, then the other. Babicek not wanting to let him through. Lindemann waiting for an opportunity to strike because the number 4 from the Netherlands is within lunge range. Down into turn 10, switch back. Here we go. Becker through on Babicek. What does Lindemann have in the tank? Is it going to be a run to the line on the final race of the season? Lindemann is winding up to go towards the inside. Babicek up the inside of Becker. Lindemann line astern with the 2 in front. It's going to be a run to the line. Babicek gets the clean sweep by 54 thousandths of a second ahead of Maxime Becker, with Sven Lindemann rounding out the top 3 and thereby winning, by my calculations, pending on provision, well, based on what may be confirmed results, that he wins the BNL Karting Series title with 1 round to spare, and with it has not placed outside of the top 3 all season long. And by my calculations, I think that might put him on around about 230 plus points. So Denny Babicek wins by 54 thousandths, capping off what's been a great double header for the young man from the Czech Republic, ahead of Maxime Becker from Germany, who started stone dead last and came flying his way back to nearly take the win. Sven Lindemann, your 2022 BNL Karting Series champion, picks up another 3rd place finish, his 3rd of the season, to round out the top 3. Ryan Rivers, Jensen Chalk, Vit van Kampenhout, Jack Freeman, Max Gilman, Seis Moyes, Mikael Kumas, Jefford Becker and James van der Poel round out the 12 strong that finished, with Vic van Kampenhout and Jack Freeman provisionally 2nd and 3rd in the championship.